Oh, internet might be tricky today. Oh.
Yeah, I said it, I can't connect. So I'll have to, oh, there it came up. Yeah, I was going to say it's going to use a hotspot. Okay, I think we got everyone here. Everyone, I'm just pulling up the agenda. So anyways, welcome everyone. I think we can get rolling. I think we only have a few policies. The 600 series is all the curriculum, academic focused policies, if you're familiar with those. I sent out an email last month about the policy committee meeting. There's a few points that I made. I don't know if you saw those. Mm-hmm. And 903, did we get the...
We haven't gotten that back from legal yet. I followed up today and we're still working our way through that. So that one's going to have to be a whole lot.
Okay.
That's okay.
So is that our legal or MSBA legal?
It's our legal.
Our legal,
Yeah,
okay.
our legal. Because there, if you remember, it's different from MSBA.
Yep.
We have more procedure put in there.
Mhm.
So we want to make sure that what MSBA has and what ours has, that we're reading the letter of the law.
Gotcha.
So we can roll down the policies. You know, I sent everyone an email. You should all have it, just with a few questions. And this came up on 601. Let's see. I had this is a small change, but some of the definitions, if I recall, L didn't exist in the MSBA model policy. Is familiar with this one?
Yep.
Yeah, and so I was it's kind of a connotative, put a denotative meaning to that. You know, that's out of the dictionary. Just so it's because racism can be many things. You know, it could be on somebody's religion or somebody's not just particular pigment color of the skin. So, like Merriam-Webster has a belief, for example, they say a belief that race is fundamentally determined human traits and capacities, and that racial differences produce an inherent superiority of a particular race. That's the traditional definition of race. A fair definition that I put in there, racism is discrimination against a person or people based on their membership in a particular racial or ethnic group, which would probably be more balanced. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So it could be anybody that's, you know, that's discriminating against a particular person on those characteristics.
So your proposal is to take this out and replace it with the first one you had, which is more all-inclusive
Right.
to protect everybody?
Yeah.
As I looked at what you sent, John, I want to make sure that whatever we put there, we can implement through policy.
Yeah.
So sometimes cleaning up definitions in policy, I want to make sure it's going to make it either as clear or more clear.
Mm-hmm.
So when we look at those options, is there one that makes it more clear? Because when I look at this one, it actually is fairly clear. So if our people go and say there's a policy violation, we can compare pretty easily and say, yes, it is or it's not. So if you go back to the more ideological or whatever definition of it,
Mm-hmm.
we just want to make sure that is it focused on actions or what is it that it's clear? You know what I mean? So I think that might be why that's there.
Yeah.
I've seen that show up in other districts too. It's very similar to that.
Okay.
It's very kind of short and sweet. On the policy implementation side, I think is why it's there, but it's up to the board to decide.
So anyways, that was something a couple years ago, I saw that definition in there that wasn't an MSBA model policy, putting a more denotative definition in there so it covers everybody. You know, so like if somebody was Jewish, for example.
Whatever works best for it, so it's clear for the admin. To me, racism is, as you described it, against anyone for any reason. And
Yeah. I mean that to us, we would take that to mean that.
Mhm.
But I mean, if we want to expand it, you certainly can do that.
And a lot of times you don't even need, when there's a common use or understanding of a word, you don't need it defined in policy. Like sometimes just not having it there is better because then it just reverts to your understanding as it would be in the dictionary.
That might be why MSBA doesn't have it.
I would guess that's why.
Yes.
I haven't
Because if you don't define it, it's
Yeah.
as you would think. If you define it, this is as it's defined per our implementation.
And sometimes MSBA leaves things out specifically because of this conversation.
Right.
Yes.
How do you define it?
Right.
Yeah.
And it's better not defined because you can implement
Yeah.
equity. But if
That makes sense to not. However, admin thinks it's gonna be the most.
I would caution you not to take it out of there, just because I don't know if that's gonna.
Right. I'm not saying not take it out of there, but
Yeah.
just define it so something, because you could have racism against a particular group, but this only covers, 3 different categories. It needs to be more inclusive, in my opinion.
So of the definitions you sent, which one did you left with us?
There's, the thing is like the English language evolves, so it's like racism back in the 1800s is different than it is today. That's why I was thinking the fair definition was a little bit better. The Cambridge dictionary was good.
Is
Or
it?
pretend good.
Isn't, you know more about this than I do, is that true? Is racism only about race and there's other ways to discriminate, which wouldn't be appropriate to put under racism? We actually need a different definition to include things like religion and stuff?
That's what I'm trying to think of. I guess I feel like yeah, but I'd have to think about it a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess not if that's the definition from the. I'm all for making it include, to be clear, we're protecting all students equally.
Right.
So however you and Andy think that's communicated clearly, I'll go with that.
Maybe we'll kick that around.
Yeah.
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 And just defer that if that's okay with everyone.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to do is make sure that, that word, if you could see that I put 5 different definitions, and they're all different.
Right.
It's like a lot of words today. What does it really mean? It's not nothing to die on. It's just to make sure that it's an inclusive term that catches everybody.
Right.
Because race is really a societal construct.
Mhm.
Anyways, that was that. And then the next,
This is just one that's on 3 years, so there's no hurry on that one.
no.
Yeah.
And then 610 field trips, that was pretty straightforward. I didn't see anything.
Pretty straightforward there, I think, yeah.
And then parent and family engagement for Title I. Did you have any questions about that?
No.
And then 616 came and I added a few questions on that. I was. In our practice, we don't have the local cycle of the,
Yep.
for the district advisory committee. What does that look like?
So we do have that sketched out here.
Mhm.
This is an internal document that does move sometimes depending on what we can actually implement through the years.
Sure.
I don't know if this would be the document if you want to link it, but, maybe even some general, like, on a 3-year cycle, typically review, like you could say, we typically review, year 1, year 2, and then implement. And then,
Yep.
so we could lay that out there and say, here's how we typically do that. Or were you looking for the actual, here's the subjects, and here's the.
I was looking for your guidance on that. Whatever you think would be appropriate. Could be a hyperlinked.
Yeah, that's my question. Do you want that, something like this in there, or do you want to reference something like that?
I think you could reference it,
Okay.
that it exists.
Yeah.
That sound good, Sarah, Mike?
So what's the goal? So the public knows what we're working on, or what's being worked on by the
Right. So
advisory committee?
we do have a cycle documented in place of how we do curriculum.
And anytime you get more information out there, people like to know what you're working on, what's been done, what's coming.
Yeah, just know that we have taken the liberty sometimes to hold off. Like if we don't have direct guidance from the MDE yet, but it's on the list, sometimes we're like kicking it a year.
Sure.
Because it depends on when they make changes to that too, because we can have the best laid plan and then, change in legislation happens and we're like, ooh, okay, where does that fit? So then we come back to that document and start tweaking. So
you
we want to word it such that that's flexibility as a piece is what I'm saying.
Makes sense. No, we don't, this is not to tie your hands
Sure.
at all.
Yeah.
It's just basically enhancing a little bit of visibility into the process. I can't believe the MDE would not give clarity.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's hard because when those decisions, like legislative decisions, it's made like in June, and then they're supposed to have it ready to go by September.
Mm.
It just doesn't work that way. So sometimes it isn't even MDE too, right? So,
Right.
No.
okay.
So the goal of that's not to set an agenda that needs to be set or scheduled. The goal is just communication with what's the district is working on. So I don't know. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, if you go down to C, where it says the district advisory committee shall also advise the school board on implementation of the state and local graduation requirements, including K through 12 curriculum assessments, student learning opportunities, and other related issues. Recommendations of the district advisory committee shall be published annually to the community, and the school board shall receive public input and comment and shall adopt or update this policy at least annually. So this is on the annual updates, and just want to clarify how we meet that.
Yeah, I have to go back to our team on that. I'm not sure off the top of my head. I have to look at that. Maybe through the civic readiness plan. Then we have to bring that through every year. So that might be where we technically meet that requirement. But I'd have to go back and look at that.
And maybe it would be good to insert just how we meet that, in the policy. So that makes sense.
Again, referencing another document, or I remember reading it. I just didn't know what you.
Yeah, what the idea is, where is that how is that implemented to the community? 'Cause I don't know. And I know we have the civic readiness that's done every year, and that could be part of that, or that could be it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure.
Or we expand it to make sure we have that. Okay.
And I think that was it.
The assessment stand at 618. There's really no updates to that policy.
Mm-mm.
So we're down to, what do we have, 601, 601 and 616.
Would be the ones, and then we could advance the rest to the board. You're good with that?
Yeah. We'll hold on, we'll keep 601 and 616 on the agenda.
Yeah. Those two policies are pretty flagship, in terms of the importance of them, the whole 600 series.
Yes.
So the other two, you guys are going to wordsmith and work something out and send it to us before we
Yeah,
begin.
have to have a draft. It's just an insertion
Yep.
of a hyperlink, and then the other one was just clarification.
Yep.
I don't want anything to be onerous.
Oh, sounds good. Yeah.
You don't need more work to do.
It's all right.
It's like my Chinese boss used to say, "What are you doing from 10 o'clock at night to midnight?"
Well, is that it?
I think that's it.
Are we back to Mondays then after this?
We are. Like this one, we just,
Although
3:30 or 4?
the
right?
next one though is President's Day,
Okay.
February 17th. We have to
Move it.
move it somewhere.
Right.
So, could try another Monday, but because Mondays work best for everybody. No,
I can make whatever work.
let's see.
Mondays I-
Well, actually, we moved it. We already moved it once. We moved it from President's Day to Tuesday, but then there's a session priorities dinner that you'll be at. So now he has a Andy has a conflict now.
My fault, sorry.
Right?
So now, I don't know what people want to do with that.
Should we push that a week, you think, Rhonda?
The next week would be the school board meeting, so we could see about Tuesday the 24th.
Does the 24th work? Because that gives us a little time to get some of these things.
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that works.
24th at 4.
405.
4:05?
Yes.
4:05. Okay. Good.
Awesome. Thanks, John.
That was
I
it.
can tell you had more time on this one. If you had all you know is it was ready to go.
You know why?
Yeah, I know why.